So hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Thursday Live. I'm Denise Armenio, certified body code, emotion code, genius biofeedback practitioner, and also a certified group facilitator for energy work. So I am so happy to be here with everybody, and I have Claire McIntyre here with me to help assist and answer questions when they come up in the chat. And I am also, as Margaret already said, I am in sunny Florida, and it has been really beautiful and nice. So sending that all to everybody. So is there anybody who would like to volunteer for today that has not already volunteered? I think many of you have. But if there is someone who has not, if you want to just put your name in the chat. I don't see any volunteers. So, Kirsten, oh my gosh, I was looking at your name and I was actually going to call you out. So I'm so happy that you just volunteered. So excellent. So if you want to take yourself off mute, I just requested it, I think.
Okay, perfect. Hi.
Hello, hello, and your video, if you want to put your video on. And
Oh, good. I just got back from a walk, so I'm kind of sweaty.
oh, that's okay.
Okay.
You don't have to look good to receive these frequencies.
Perfect.
Hello. So good to see you. And I am just going to, let me share my screen. And okay, so let me just get your name in here. And ULM, is that right?
Correct.
And what is your date of birth?
July 26th, 1995.
Okay, so for anybody that is new here or watching this on the replay, I just filled in the information to start a client session, and I'm just going to hit on the bottom right, the continue with new analysis.
Do you need to download your database on that one, Denise?
Download my, is it not there? You mean the libraries? What do you mean?
Two arrows were in the top right. Next to the
That's interesting. Well, I hope not. I was just working here. I didn't close out and it just cleared out of my, okay.
Okay, might be a glitch.
I was just creating libraries, so I didn't back out. So my libraries were there unless something weird happened. Uh, 26.
Yeah.
25th or 26th?
26th.
And 95.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything specific that you would like to work on, or?
I've been working on a lot of stuff. Let's just go with brain, please.
The brain, okay. And do you have, we will work with brain, and also what, do you have any physical pain anywhere?
I do have a little bit of that leftover shoulder pain from last week.
Okay, awesome. Left shoulder pain. And how would you rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being severe?
2.
And anything anywhere else?
Emotional stuff going on.
Okay. And how would you rate that on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being severe?
I would say probably 6.
Okay.
Stuff is up for clearing.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so anything on this page doesn't doesn't affect the scan itself. This page is great for when you have clients and you want to take notes, obviously, like I'm doing right now. And also it helps just to have a record of what you've worked on, but it does not affect the scan. So I'm just going to hit begin from here. And now I'm going to hit this bar to make sure my libraries are intact. And they're here. So I'm going to add them all to client. And oh, I'm sorry, guys. I have too much of a vacation brain right now. Maybe we can work, Claire, on seeing if we can arrow back without having to restart over. Sorry, guys. I know this is a little bit of a nuisance. Whoops. And okay, I know what your issues are here. Okay, so now I'm just going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, begin, and repeat your full name and then the vowels A, E, I, O, U until the 15-second timer is at 0. Okay.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1, begin.
Kirsten Lynette Ulm, A, E, I, O, U. Kirsten Lynette Ulm, A, E, I, O, U. Kirsten Lynette Ulm, A, E, I, O, U.
Perfect. Okay, so now I always recommend and suggest that after you record your voice recording, that you play the voice harmonics. This is where you see how the genius has translated your voice and what you just recorded into a frequency. And it also works as a homeopathic, so it is helpful to play it back. Okay, I am just going to screenshot your picture here. And hit next. Now, what issues are you having with your brain?
Memory. I'm bouncing back from a surgery that I had several months back, but it's taken a while to kind of get back to the memory processes.
Oh, okay, a brain surgery or what kind of surgery?
No, it's just surgery in the rest of my body, but all of the chemicals and everything that was dumped in and everything, detoxing and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Just
so you
trying to
might
get
benefit from
everything
a
clear
detox.
again.
You
Yeah.
might, okay. So now if you just click on the avatar, I'm going to hit existing photo so that hopefully we can, there you are, and we can use this picture. And I'm just going to select begin analysis on the bottom. And hit continue. And I'm going to add in the affirmation that I always use, unless you have one that you prefer.
No, that's great. I actually have been using this one that you've been
Okay,
using.
great.
So.
Whoops. And for anyone who may be looking on a small device, what I just wrote is all energies are transmuted into the frequency of pure love and pure light. And so it is. And I'm going to hit OK. And what happens here when we put in this affirmation is that the Genius translate this written word into a frequency, and then it overlays this frequency when you run all the other scans in this session. I am going to now grab the libraries and make sure they are added to you. And I need to just go back in and grab all my master branch libraries. So when you have to select on the master branch to get to this section to work with the master branch libraries. And then of course, it's always the created and the shared. So if you haven't created any, this side is going to look blank. And if you have purchased or anyone has shared them, when you get over there, you will see those libraries in that section. So I am just going to add these all again to client and select all and hit OK. And now I can hit begin analysis. I also just want to mention for anyone that just is on the trial or has just the basic version of the Genius, and you have not created or purchased any libraries, you will not see this custom libraries like banner or category here. This is here because I have both created and purchased libraries. So if you're wondering why you don't have that, that's why. Okay, so now that it's run the analysis on the main 27 libraries in the 3 categories, biofield, body, and mind, and then you could see the custom libraries down on the bottom. I just wanted to go over a little bit of what the number system is on the Genius, and it uses a number system, and that system ranges from 0 to 777. 2:13 p.m. And it's 2:13 p.m. And items that are in the range from 0 to 100 are represented by the color blue. And those items are observed to be chronic energetic disturbances. So you've had that disturbance for a longer period of time. It can also be referred to as under energy, meaning those items in that range are not getting enough energy, or in Chinese medicine, they may also refer to this as stagnant energy. Then we go into the next range, which goes from 101 to 450. It's represented by the color green. From there, we go from 451 to 688, and that's represented by the color yellow. And then we get to the final range, which is from 689 to 777, and it is represented by the color red. And red is observed to be acute energetic disturbances, meaning that those disturbances are just happening now, like in the present. You haven't had it for a long period of time. It may also be referred to as over energy. So those items may be getting too much energy, and that's what's causing them to be out of balance. And in Chinese medicine, they may also refer to it as heat or inflammation. Often, if you use a quick balance will run all the items that are showing up in blue and red only. And the timer for that is right here on the right-hand side. And often when we're working with areas that we're focusing on, you'll notice that we often add items that are 600 and above and 200 and below. And the main reason for this is that when you add items to the main hold tray, which you'll see in just a minute, oftentimes items that are showing up in the green or yellow, when the Genius runs its algorithms, a lot of times those items might show up as high priority. So we want to make sure we don't miss anything. The other thing is these little arrows on the side is just information for you here to let you know that you could go deeper. And if and any line that you click on that has that arrow will have more information there. Now I'm just going to go to your aura so that we can get your before aura picture. Okay, so the aura picture, what we usually look for is bright, vibrant colors. The colors you're going to see are the colors of the chakras. And this is not a bad looking aura. What I would like to see is these colors in these outer bands to come in a little clearer. You can see the green is it's like a solid color. These other ones are kind of like dulled and a little dirty and just not as crisp looking. So that's what we'll be working with. And maybe a little bit in here. It's a little darker, so there may be some interference or stagnation in there, but overall, it's pretty nice.
I did work on myself 2 days ago. Just
So,
in
well,
case
good
that
work.
happened.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, the first thing I do, and one thing I always like to stress is that you can't do anything wrong. I know a lot of times people like to follow a specific protocol to help guide them through, but the Genius is just very intelligent on its own. So don't worry about if you don't have a specific protocol. It's going to do what it needs to do, and your body's going to accept the frequencies that it needs, and it won't take in this frequencies that it doesn't need. With that said, I like to prime the body first and just make sure that it's prepared to take in frequencies. I have a specific library that I use, but if you don't have that, I recommend that you work with all of the items in the biofield for a few minutes, and then also the minerals, amino acids, and vitamins at the same time. And then you can pull in a few other items from this page, but I'm going to go right to the one that I'm accustomed to working with. And it's just a begin analysis here. Okay, and so the library is in the bioterrain library that I use, and it's this vessel priming frequencies. And I'm just going to add all of the frequencies into the main hold tray, just to make sure that we're getting everything. There's 156 items. And now, since I put all of those frequencies into the main hold tray, which it's then called the Progressive Insights, we can just hit begin analysis. And I am going to run all of these frequencies for 1 minute. And so just relax while you take in those frequencies. Okay, great. So you have a 30% rectification. As many of you already know, I like to see a 40% or above rectification there. And I personally like to see the harmony, alignment, and energy flow to be within like 20, percent, within 20% of each other. So like no more, I don't want the spread to be more than 20. So everything here looks pretty good, aside from the fact that it's not 30%, but I am going to rescan this and run just the highs for 1 minute. If it wasn't a demo, I would run those all a little bit longer. But now let's just run the highs for 1 minute. If anybody who's watching this has any pain or anything anywhere, and you want to list what your pain is and rate it from 0 to 10, 10 being severe, it's always nice to see if there's any shift or change at the end of the session. Okay, so 13% here is the average. I am going to run that for another minute for you. Let's see if we can get that up. Also, Kristen, if you have some water, you may want to drink some water.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you're staying hydrated. Oftentimes, if you see that the percentage is low for several times, often I find that drinking water helps. It may be that it's not balancing as quickly because you are dehydrated. And excellent. So it did go up to 45% rectification, and the range at the bottom is within that 20 window. So I'm happy with that. So let's now back out and we can clear this main hold tray. And the next thing I'd like to do is to go into what's called our general overview, and you get there by clicking on the words at the top, system overview. And I'm just going to hit begin analysis in a minute. And okay, so what we're seeing here is the Genius is taking all the items from all of my libraries, which is expansive. It's over 2,000 libraries, and all of the items from the system overview, and it's combined them all so that it's in numerical order. The importance of this, in my opinion, is that when you're working with energy healing work, anything can cause anything. So when we're looking for the root cause, even though we'd like to look at symptoms and work on healing the symptom, not any diagnosis name, you may not think to look at some of these other areas. So this is pretty powerful that we're able to look at some of the highs and some of the lows in item lines from other libraries where we may not think to go look. So I can't just add all the reds because we would have thousands and thousands of items in the main hold tray and it would be too many, but we can go to the bottom to where this plus sign is, and we could add the top 50 and we could add the bottom 50. And if we just wanted to, and here, which is interesting because you mentioned surgeries, it says here the TB4 and just decreased scar tissue formation. So that is showing up. You also have some facial muscles showing up. some non-coding DNA. So there are some interesting things that are showing up here for you. Let me just, if you look at the bottom, there's miasm and the Ho'oponopono prayer, the body structure from the muscles database, which is showing up here, which I don't know where your surgeries are, but it's dealing with L4, L5, S1. So anyway, we've added those items. The next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to remove all the libraries. And then this is showing me just the items from the system overview. And then again, I like to do the same thing by adding the top 50 and bottom 50. So we should have around 200 items. One of those items must have been duplicated, which is why we're only seeing 199. So we can now go to the main hold tray and the progressive insights and run an analysis now. Okay, and again, I'm going to stay with sort of the same protocol that I use, which would just be to run all of the items for 1 minute to begin with to see how we do there. Okay, so that's 38% rectification. I am happy with that. I will rescan this and then just run the highs. And I also just wanted to mention here that the highs and then the mediums and the lows are the priority that the Genius wants to work with. So that's going to change every time we run this. So you'll see a lot of times the items that might balance more easily allows the ones that maybe need more time to rise to the surface and become your highs. So I'm just going to select the highs and again, run play for 1 minute. So 26%, again, I would love that to be a little bit higher, but because we are on a demo, I'm not going to run that again, but that is still a good percentage. So I'm just going to go back now to the system main overview page. And I am going to clear again my main hold tray. And now we can start adding things to the main hold tray so that we can focus on the areas that you wanted to work with. I'm just going to add a few things in there just to get started. I'd like to add in theta because that helps keep your brain at a meditative state. I also want to add in the meridians, the governing meridian and the conception vessel meridian. Those are the two meridians that run the front and the back. We can add the Saveggio tones of the 528 and that frequency, although they are all important. That one has to do with transformation and miracles and DNA repair. So I always like to have that in there. And then the other two areas I'd like to look at is today's stress. And so we can just see what's in here. I'm just going to add the blues and the reds, but you also talked about emotional. So let's add that in. We have some healing. Inflammation. Do we have a skeletal in here? Let's just add degeneration. And then I'm going to go back and add digestion. Now I can just add the line digestion and it's going to take all of the, I believe it's 11 items in here, but I do like to look at it just to see, you know, what exactly may be off. But I always like to add all of these items into the main whole tray when I'm working. So the other thing, we have quite a bit to touch on because we have the brain, we have your shoulder, potential detox, and some emotional stuff. So
In terms of it, the shoulder is like way down on the list. So if you didn't want to work on that today, that's okay.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. We could always run something quickly for that. But so I do want to add in the emotions. I'm just gonna, well, I just added them all in, I think. Oh, they went up top. Okay. So I'm just going to add in the reds and the blues, and I'm going to add in the 600 and above here. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys, something just went down the wrong pipe. And of course, I don't have I finished my water. Okay, so we've added in the emotions there. And I'm going to add in the neurotransmitters as well. So now I'm going to look at my custom libraries. And I want to go to brain nuclei. That's not the right. Where is it? Here we are, optimizing brain function. And I'm going to add in all of these actually, because I'm not really sure which area. So that brings us up to 162. I'm just trying to see where I want to make a breaking point, and then we can also do another one. And let's look at let's add in some things for your shoulder. So this is that human body structure that I've been working on for everybody. So I'm going to add in your shoulder and arm are lit up. So I'm just going to add all of that in there. And I'm trying to figure out, and you guys may want to just let me know how you may want this organized a little bit. I don't know if I want to put like everything for shoulders in one place, just because it may get hard to just find everything, because it's not always, it doesn't always break off clearly into different body areas. But then, and then where do we have vessels down here? And I'm just going to add these reds and blues for your veins. And we are kind of high, so let's just run these. So I'm going to run all of these for 1 minute. So we do have some brain areas showing up here. Because I'm away, I don't have all my notes with me. So I would look to give you more of an explanation for those different brain areas, but I don't have that with me. I do want to jump in, if you can hear me, Dr. Deb. I am glad that you are feeling better, and I'm glad that the dental library that you used worked that I sent you. So that's fantastic. Is it your right shoulder or your left shoulder?
Left.
Okay, great. You had an awesome percent rectification here. I am going to rescan it. And then we will just, but 68%, that's amazing. And also harmony, alignment, and energy flow are all in a good range of each other. So let's hit the highs here. Okay, again, so you have a 56% rectification. That's great. Now, just try moving your shoulder a little bit. I mean, I know that this is not your first thing, but
Yeah, I could already feel the pressure relieving, and I can also feel across the top of my head the energy is coming in with my brain.
oh, awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. That's fantastic. Okay, so I'm just trying to think. I'm just gonna go back and look at some for detoxing for you to see if we can. I'm not gonna put it in this. Where are my libraries? So I'm going to add the detox items to the quick zap, but let me just clear this because those went up there by accident before. Okay, so we have 45 items in there. And I'm just going to add these sounds and colors in those elements. So let's just run these items in here for you for 1 minute. Hit play. Memory will be hard to test right now in this demo to see how it's affecting your brain. Is your emotional more anxiety or more depression?
Hard to tell the difference between the two.
Okay,
I think it's a big combination of both.
okay,
I would say previously it used to be more of the depression, and now it's shifted maybe a little bit more towards the anxiety.
okay. So I can look at both of those for you. Okay, so let's just I'm not sure whether to start a new main whole tray for you. I'm thinking, no, I'm gonna clear my quick zap out for you and I'm putting in some trauma libraries in there. Actually, I'm gonna just do all these three for you. And let's run this on 2 minutes for you. How are you doing now?
I'm feeling more relaxed.
Good. Has your emotional dropped? Well, I think you were at a 5 before, is that right?
I was at a 6. Yeah, I think I'm probably closer to about a 4 now.
Okay, so let's, I'm gonna clear out this main whole tray. And gonna close this. I'm just gonna add these two back, but I also want to add in some the gems stones for you. Let's add the reds and the blues. And I'm adding in the orchids, and I'm so inspired by the orchids as I'm surrounded by them outside, all different kinds.
Hmm.
And the last thing I just want to add in here is just some pain frequencies in here for you. Oh, those added up quickly. Okay, so again, I'm going to run all of them for 1 minute, And then just the highs will run for a minute. Good, Claire, you're yawning. If anybody's wondering why Claire is saying she's yawning, is because in energy medicine, yawning is a way we clear energy. Also, sometimes rumblings or grumbling in your digestive system is also a sign of energy moving. And clearing. So excellent. You had a good rectification there. Let us rescan. And we can just run the highs. And we're seeing some shoulders and arm muscles are coming up to the top. So I didn't even. I didn't think I put those in. That's weird. I thought I cleared out the main whole tray. Well, everything happens for a reason. So if it didn't clear out, I guess you needed it.
What panel did the pineal gland activation come from? Or what library?
It may have been from one of the emotional ones. I just dragged the library title in, so I'm thinking from that. Okay, so that was 63% rectification. How emotionally are you still? How would you rate it now?
Oh, it's definitely lower, and you can tell in my voice too. My voice is less shaky. So probably about a 3 or 4 now. Yeah.
Okay, great. And your shoulder was at a 2. Where would you put that now?
Oh, it's almost non-existent now.
Awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So let's go back now and just look at what your aura picture looks like. How's everybody else doing? Anybody else have anything that's clearing for them? How many of yes, so Margaret asks, can everybody hear me okay? So Margaret's asking, is the rectification a reflection of how well the client is accepting the frequencies? Yes, the rectification is just a probability. So we don't know which items you're actually taking in and which ones you're not, but the algorithms are suggesting, and with the probability are saying that, of all those items, that percentage is what's being.
Can you speak a little louder or closer?
I can try. So the percent rectification, can you hear better, Claire? The percent rectification is a probability. It's not, the genius isn't telling us which items have specifically balanced or entrained for you, but it's telling us that, using their algorithms, that if it's 53%, that 53% of the items that we worked with have balanced. So Margaret, I hope that answers your question. And so here is your aura. So the center here is dark, so we have some time. I do want to work and try to clear that out a bit. That could be stagnation, it could be interference. So I'm just going to go and I'll just take a picture of this. But I'm going to clear out the main whole tray. let's just trying to think about what I want to work with on there. I'm going to add in the these Alaskan flower essences and just the reds and the blues, and let's just run this for a minute. Okay, we have 27% rectification, so I'm just going to rescan that, and then I'm just going to run the pies for a minute since we do have a little bit of time here. Okay, so this is the range here is from like 16% to 43% and a 28 overall average percent rectification. So I personally would run this again, and I'm going to do that. Jackie says so many many libraries with wonderful themes. It's a doc in the box. It is, and you know, you don't necessarily have to have so many libraries to you know, get great results, but it does. It is. I have enjoyed collecting them along the way and creating them. Okay, so that's much better. How are you still feeling your emotion coming down?
I actually started to feel a little bit more of the pain in the shoulder again when you started running these through. So I wonder if the emotions are kind of coming back up and affecting the shoulder again.
Okay, well, that's possible. So we have, let's just add in here the pain. Oh, that's why it went so high. Okay. And what do I want to add in here for you? I feel like you need trauma. Okay. So I just added some shoulder affirmations, but those are that will deal with some of the emotions surrounding your shoulder as well. So we can run all of the items again for 1 minute. Did that help at all?
Yes.
It did? Awesome. Okay, so let's just look at your aura now and see maybe we were able to loosen up some of that darkness in the center. Okay, so I'm happy. At least you have the bright purple there. Purple would be your crown chakra. You're taking stuff in. I mean, obviously, there's some more stagnant energy in there and possibly some more interference. You may want to work on some of those, the spiritual protection a little bit and work with those with some of the emotions as well. But overall, you're good?
Yes, thank
Feeling
you.
better?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad. Does anybody else have any questions before we end today's Thursday live? Is everybody feeling good? Drinking your water? No questions? Well, I guess we're good. So I always love spending my Thursday, the hour with you guys. Wait, there is a question coming in.
Yeah, from Sarah. Which library is Potts in?
Pots?
Oh yeah, it came up on it was like the top highest thing for me. When you went into your libraries, it said POTS, which is like a disease
That'd be a brain ADHD
right there.
thing.
Oh, this? But again, it's red. So this is just, this is just something that's, these are actually like solutions for it. So it's just maybe that your body is wanting what these solutions are. So I wouldn't be concerned. And then again, don't forget, if for the library title to show up red, it's out of balance in the present time. It's not a chronic issue. So, you just want to work with those frequencies and work through it. Deb says, great session. Margaret, thanks. And thanks Denise and Claire. Oh, Margaret, thank you. My vacation ends tomorrow. I was telling Claire there's a storm coming by me in Connecticut. So who knows? I may be stuck here a little longer. Anyway, and Julie says, lovely session. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I always enjoy working with you. And I can't wait to see everybody next week for our Thursday live. So everybody have a great day and enjoy the rest of the week.
Perfect.
Bye now.